Isn't it amazing how, when it comes down to unemployment, we are all on an equal playing field now, aren't we? Y'all, this came out in the Washington Post, May 21st, 2020. 2.4 million Americans filed jobless claims last week, bringing the 9-week total to 38.6 million. Never thought I would see this in my lifetime, but here it is. Here it is. So, right now, Washington is about to determine whether to renew expanded benefits past July. Right now, you can get the extra 600 a week up until July 25th. So they are talking about expanding that beyond. Now, I know the HEROES Act will expand it to January 2021. And they really have to do something, because what's going on is not the fault of any person. You lost your job because of COVID-19. It's nothing that you did. You didn't quit. So the Trump and top Republican lawmakers are mounting fresh opposition to extending enhanced unemployment benefits to millions of Americans who are still out of work. Well, I don't see how they can avoid it. I'm just saying, I don't see how you can avoid this. Mm-mm-mm. Even as the administration released new jobless figures Thursday showing 2.4 million Americans sought benefits last week. The reluctance by the White House and top GOP leaders drew sharp rebukes from congressional Democrats who argued the coronavirus outbreak threatens to further ravish the U.S. workforce unless the government authorizes additional aid. And I do agree with that. Their clash could intensify in the next 6 weeks as policymakers stare down a July deadline, while the country's labor market is expected to only worsen. More than 38.6 million Americans have now sought unemployment benefits over 9 weeks. The Labor Department reported in its most recent update, illustrating the rolling devastation wrought by the pandemic. Wow. Woo. Never thought I would see in my lifetime. This is over a 9-week period. That's a lot of damn people. At issue is the enhanced employment aid that Congress approved in late March, in which an extra $600 in weekly payments to out of work Americans. On Tuesday, President Trump articulated his reluctance to extend those benefits during a closed door lunch at Senate Republicans, many of whom share his concern that the expanded federal payments deter people from returning to work. The enhanced benefits expire in July. Well, how can it deter you from going back to work when all of the businesses are not open? I mean, people are still, if they have any chance of going back to work, you got to open up the businesses, and all of the businesses are not open. Top congressional Republicans signaled support for paring back these benefits during a meeting on Tuesday, attended by Vice President Pence, the Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, according to a person familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of, so they want to remain anonymous. Party leaders also agreed to delay another round of coronavirus aid for 3 to 4 weeks, the person said. Such nice people. I can't believe I can't believe why so many people don't like these politicians. Bunch of assholes. McConnell then told House lawmakers on Wednesday that Republicans had to clean up the Democrats' crazy policy that is paying people more to remain unemployed than they would earn if they went back to work, according to a person familiar with the remarks, which were first reported by Politico. McConnell added of extending the unemployment increase. This will not be in the next bill. But this man, I want y'all to always remember, he gets more money for Kentucky than any other state. Okay? He's taking more money to give to his state than anyone else. But this is the opinion he has, while being a hypocrite and getting all kinds of money for his state. More money than what they're paying in taxes in Kentucky. So, and at the same time, this hypocrite is telling you you shouldn't have more money while he's raking all the money in for his state. The renewed Republican opposition incensed some congressional Democrats who have sought to maintain the argument that federal unemployment aid, the worst thing Republicans can do to the economy and the American families, is allow supercharged unemployment benefits to expire, said Senator Ron Wyden. The White House declined to comment for this story. On Wednesday, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said in a news briefing that the president would not rush forward with spending trillions more dollars in taxpayer money. Really? He rushed to give the tax cuts to the rich, but when it comes down to the average American people, there's no rush, right? Y'all, this is why I don't like politicians. It doesn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans, they're all slime bags to me. Spokespeople for Mnuchin, McConnell, and McCarthy did not immediately respond to requests for comments. For now, the new unemployment figures further illustrates the economic downturn caused by the corona outbreak, which has shuttered many businesses nationwide. The unemployment rate in April hit 14.7%, higher than the Great Recession, complicating a recovery effort that even some in the Trump administration feared could take years to resolve. It will take years. You can't get all of these people back up and working instantly. It will take years. We may need to do more. The Congress may as well, warn Jerome H. Powell, chair of the Federal Reserve Board, during a hearing with the Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday. Trump and his top aides, however, have articulated the contrary view, insisting that the business are set to rebound. The jobs will return much more quickly than experts envision. That's a pipe dream, Trump. There's no way you're going to get all of this back up and running quickly. That's just like you talking about a vaccine at the end of the year, when they already told you it could take a few years or even longer for a vaccine to come. Unemployment benefits represent a critical component of the country's recovery effort. As weekly payments out of work, Americans function as a form of stimulus in their own right. Unemployment benefits are typically offered by state governments, but the CARES Act which passed in March, provided the temporary additional federal assistance. More than a decade ago, Washington responded to the 2008 financial crisis by adopting a wave of stimulus efforts that include extending unemployment benefits, eligibility up to 99 weeks. The extensions were costly, hotly contested in Congress, and fraught at times with difficulties for states that struggled to implement them. But some experts say the payments provide critical, yeah, they are very critical to the average Americans and their families. And I really think it should be taken into consideration, ladies and gentlemen. So, right now, unemployment currently 26 weeks in most parts of the US. Unemployment insurance in a normal recession is a great stimulus because it has high bang for your buck. People spend it, and top economists at the left leaning center on budget and policy priorities. It's a very valuable to the people receiving it. It's beneficial to the economy. In response to the coronavirus, lawmakers in March extended unemployment support for an additional 13 weeks while granting new benefits to workers otherwise ineligible for jobless aid. It includes self employed and so called gig economy laborers, including those who drive for companies such as Uber. But the centerpiece of lawmakers' efforts has been the additional 600 per week in payments they authorize for out of work Americans until the end of July. The total weeks to roll out the extra cash even has throngs of workers finding themselves jobless thanks to delays at the federal level and technical glitches that hamstrung aging state computer systems. Once those payments did start to reach Americans in April, the money quickly began making a difference in their life, said Michelle Evermore, a senior policy analyst at the National Employment Law Project. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is getting worse, but I did hear this as far back in March how the jobless Americans would become even worse in the country. And it has impacted every single industry in this country. But y'all, please tell me what you think. This is crazy. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.